Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. As promised in the last video, we're going to be checking out the complete Alpine line from Genki products. And that includes the Covert Dock-2, the Shadowcast 2 Pro, and the Shadowcast 2. This little guy goes in the back of your Switch dock and allows you with a USB-C cable to your Mac or iPad to use it as a screen. Really the only reason that you would use this is if you were at home and you were just wanting to, I don't know, send it into the Vision Pro. This one, a lot better, as we saw in the last video with the Mavic, transmits at a higher frame rate and a higher resolution. So obviously you've got, I think it's 1080p here at 60 frames a second, and then you've got 4K 60 here. So definitely better. With a lot less input lag. And then this is the Covert Dock-2. Really awesome little device if you're traveling. You need an HDMI cable, a USB-C cable, and your Switch. Or a Steam Deck if you have one. I don't, unfortunately. But yeah, this is all you need to take with you, and you can use your Mac, iPad, and iPhone as a second or as a monitor for your device. And what we're going to use this for today is we're going to check out what all of these can do with the Vision Pro. So let's get into the video. Okay, so let's check out the first product. I'm gonna go over here. I'm gonna show you what it is on the website. You can also pick this up on Amazon. The first thing we're gonna check out is the portable dock. So that is the Covert Dock-2. It runs about $60. I think it was a little cheaper on Amazon. That's gonna give you 4K 60, so that's pretty good. And it's gonna be a 45 watt power supply, so that's going to cover your Switch and your Steam Deck, couple other devices, so that's awesome. Also the USB A port, I believe it is, allows you to plug in accessories, so just like your Switch dock, you can plug in your controllers and they go right in, they'll charge, they'll do, you know, a lot of other things. So that's really cool. So yeah, let's check that out. All right, so we're going to take our Switch OLED here. We're going to plug it into the dock, just like you would your regular Switch dock. Goes in the bottom here. Should show up that it's charging. Let's go ahead and go back over to our Mac. We're going to open up the Genki Arcade app. And something else I have that you'll see through the headset, hopefully, is I have a HDMI switcher over here. And that is running off of just a regular power bank. That's all it's running off of. And it is powering 4 HDMI ports, and so I'm going to be running the Shadowcast 2 Pro off of that, the dock, and then we're going to be testing out to see what it's like to, I don't know, see the Chromecast inside of a Vision Pro. That could be kind of cool. So yeah, power on your Switch here like you would normally, and over here in the Genki app, open that up, and as you can see, I'm going to pop off my controllers off of my Switch. Go ahead and get them connected here. And look at that. I've got my Switch on my 16-inch MacBook Pro. I'll make this full screen here. I'll go ahead and fire up Zelda here, start software. All right, running, no problem, coming through the Mac. But let's pop on the Vision Pro and check out what that looks like. I'm gonna grab my Vision Pro here. Go ahead and throw it on. Again, got to get logged in, signed up. All right, so let's look at our Mac over here. It says connect. Let's go ahead and connect up to the Mac. And there we go. There is our Switch running inside the Vision Pro. And I mean, that's pretty good. Now the sound is coming through the Mac. You've got Link running in the Vision Pro. I'm able to, you know, very little input lag. I mean, I'm hitting, I don't know if you can see that. That's pretty good. That's coming off the dock. Sound is obviously coming from our MacBook, but if you had a pair of headphones, that's just because we're casting or, you know, sharing the Mac screen. So that's what allows us to do that. But I gotta say, that's pretty good. I could play running, like if you're traveling, I could do this all day. That is nice. And then obviously we can grab that and make that bigger. Let's go ahead and push this out here. There we go. All right, now there's a display to play on. Probably a, I don't know, 70-inch, 80-inch TV. That's pretty sweet. All right, so that's the Switch running on the Vision Pro. So let's go ahead and we're gonna disconnect from the dock. We'll go ahead and turn off the Switch. We'll disconnect that, and I'm going to go plug in the Shadowcast 2, and we'll try that out. And then we're gonna try out the switcher with the Shadowcast 2 Pro and my Xbox and the Switch and see what it's like to go between them. So let's check that out. Okay, so we've switched it up now, and now I'm running from the Shadowcast 2. I've got it running over here on my Switch dock. I did find out I had a travel dock that was a little bit smaller, not the Genki one, but a different one that I had, and that does not work with the Shadowcast 2, which was very interesting. But anyway, I've got that fired up here, and again, it wants me to update. I will say, I instantly notice a little bit of, there is a little bit more of input lag with this one. Definitely not like that. I hit the stick. It's not bad, but you're going to notice it, and I've seen other reviews. You're going to notice this if you were in fighting games or doing something like that. That's going to be a lot more. Yeah, there's a lot more input lag in this. But still, I mean, that is not bad. We'll go ahead and make this full screen here again. There you go. Look at that. Quality is a little bit downgraded too, but again, that's running 1080. I understand the Switch doesn't put out at 4K anyway, but still, I noticed the higher quality of even just the dock, and then not even getting to the, Shadowcast 2 Pro yet. So yeah, that is the Shadowcast running on the Mac and in the Vision Pro. So if you've got your dock and you want to connect up, you're at home, you're not traveling, you want to have a game running, grab some headphones so you're not having the sound coming from your Mac, that's awesome. That definitely is worth and definitely playable. I might use the dock if I was choosing between the two of them, which one to purchase. I think the dock is a better option and better, buy just for the price. I don't know. I think it gives a little bit better quality and throughput in the headset. But that's what the Switch looks like. So let's go ahead and check out the last thing, which is the Shadowcast 2 Pro running on my 4-port HDMI switcher here. And like I said, I'm running that off a battery bank. So this is something you could do if you were traveling. Throw the switcher in your bag. You've already got a battery bank. All you need is a USB-C cable to power it. Again, 5-volt, 2-amp power supply. And the Shadowcast 2 Pro. And if you've already got your Mac, you've got an entire gaming setup. And as you'll see, you don't just have a gaming setup. So let's check that out next. Okay, so we've switched up here. I've disconnected my dock, disconnected my Shadowcast 2. I'm now running solely off the Shadowcast 2 Pro. I've got my 4-port switcher here. I'm only using 3 of the ports right now. So I've got my out going to the Shadowcast 2 Pro, then the USB-C cable running to the Mac, and then obviously I have my giant screen in front of me. I have noticed that the HDMI cable or the travel dock that I'm plugged into over here has a little bit less quality than the other two. I think that has to do with the docks and or the cable. And so I'm going to grab this controller. I'm going to switch over to my Xbox. So this is what is really cool about this. So hit this over here, switch over to my Xbox, grab my Xbox controller, let it start up, and look at that. That is tack sharp. I mean tack sharp. I've got a nice big screen to game on. Let's go ahead. We'll open up some Pal World here. Everybody seems to be playing this now. I mean, that is one-to-one. I cannot tell the difference between playing on my 55-inch OLED and playing on this 80-inch, I don't know, 70, 80-inch, maybe 100-inch, giant screen coming from my Mac. Now, obviously, I've got my sound still. That's the downside of casting from the Mac. Your sound is coming from your computer, so you're going to need a pair of headphones to get that sound. But that is pretty cool. And as I said, let's switch over to port 4 here and check this out. I have a Chromecast running in my Vision Pro. That is sweet. Now obviously it's running from my Mac, so I guess technically not in my Vision Pro. And I hit Netflix here. I did not mean to do that. There we go. All right, let's go back up to my apps. So something that I think is really cool here though is, let's say this isn't a, not full screen, you're doing something else, and maybe you want to cast something from an Android device to your laptop and also then into your headset while you're working. I work with a lot of Android devices in programming, so I have to do different things with them, and it would be really cool to be able to see what's happening on my screen, but I don't have to like look down at the device. I can see it, and with the Chromecast I could cast to that device and I've got it in my Mac. I mean, that's sweet. There's one other thing, actually two other things I want to show you real quick. We're going to load test this a little bit. So let's open up the menus and we're going to go to our compatible apps, and about I think it's a $5 or $6 app that I found the other day, Mirror Play. Now this is going to run and connect to your PS4 or PS5. It's going to downgrade your quality a little bit. I think it's going to go to like 1080 instead of 4K, but still not bad. It's going to find the console here. I've got my controller synced up. Nice thing about this app is when it connects up, it does take a second to get everything synced. Actually, Siri, open settings. I have noticed that it loses connection with the controller pretty easily, but you sync your PS4, PS5 controller to your headset. Okay, so we connected up our Bluetooth controller. We've got it running. As you can see, I've got my PS4 over here on my right. I've got my Mac over here on my left. Let's go ahead and hit this. Let's go back to my Xbox. Here, we'll make this full screen. There we go. Got my Xbox controller. So, I mean, you're never going to be playing, 3 different consoles at once. I can switch back over to my Switch here if I want to. That's going to fire up. Obviously, that's all running on my Mac. I've got the sound coming through my headset. For the PS4, I've got my Switch. I can switch over, no pun intended, play on the Switch. Go over here. Let's go ahead and connect up to let's start up The Last of Us Remastered Part 2. There you go. Fires right up, no problem. Now this is running over the network. You're going to have a little bit of lag. I say lag, it's just quality loss. You don't get the full quality in this. But again, I mean, I can have a giant screen over here. I can grab this. Let's throw this in front of let's throw it up here. There we go. So I've got my Switch down here. I've got my PS4 up there. Now, something else that's really cool. It's another app that I just picked up. It's in beta, but it kind of is neat because of what it can do. So I've got my Mac casted over here, right? I've got my PS4. Let's go to my settings. Let's open an app that is called SplitScreen. Now this is going to open, and if you've heard of this app, you'll know what's going to happen here. But if not, I'm going to go over to my work computer, and I'm going to go up here. I'm going to open this. It says Vision Pro. I'm going to click on that. I'm going to come back over here. I now have not one Mac, but 2 Macs running inside the Vision Pro. So I've got my work Mac over here. I can take this and throw this over here. There we go. I've got my work Mac on the right. I've got my personal Mac in front of me here for gaming. Don't ever do that. But see, I've got that. There's this is, and to show that they're 2 separate, I'm going to grab the mouse here. So this mouse is going to run over here. As you can see, there's some lag. It's not a perfect app yet. This is in beta. It's not flawless. But I've got this over here. So I'm running 2 separate mouses at 2 different ends of the screen. Completely different. Obviously that one's fluid. That one's coming from this Mac. And that's coming cast from the app. But that is awesome. I now have 2 MacBooks running in the Vision Pro. If you want a glimpse into the future, this is it. So yeah, that is a PS4, a Switch, an Xbox Series X, a Chromecast, a second Mac, and if I really wanted to, I could go over here, I could open Bezel, which works much the same way. So I'm going to grab my iPhone here, just add one more thing. We'll go ahead and hide this over here. Waiting for connection, Vision Pro, start broadcasting. Now, as you can see, that was my iPad Pro that I had connected to this in testing, but I've got this. Now I have my iPhone here. Let's grab it. There we go. I've got my iPhone over here, my PS4. I've got my Mac, my Xbox, my Switch, my other Mac. I mean, this is amazing. And this is all running with no problems. I mean, I can switch seamlessly between everything, and there's no issue. Just grab this. Let's go ahead. We'll switch over here for one more time just to show you. Let's switch to HDMI 1. We'll make this full screen. I mean, that's incredible. That's just awesome. Open Journal here. There we go. We've got Journal. I've got the Apple Store. I can open it up. You do need to look at your phone. It's a little annoying, but still, let this technology go for a few years. All of this working together, it's going to be amazing. So yeah, that is the Vision Pro with the Alpine products from Genki. I have to say, the Shadowcast 2, pretty good. Don't know if I'd keep it just because the Shadowcast 2 Pro is so much more user-friendly. It's also got a not a USB, an HDMI pass-through, so you can go to another monitor if you want to. Just a lot more functionality here than out of this. For traveling though, for a Switch or a Steam Deck, I definitely would use the dock from Genki. And this little 4K 4-port HDMI switcher from Amazon is amazing. It's super compact, runs off USB-C. I can take it with me, and as you can see, I can have multiple things running in my Vision Pro at a time. Really awesome. So until the next video, have a good one, and we'll see you then.